Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining us. We are live at the Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts for the inaugural US InCabin event. My name is Carl Anthony, the founder and editor of AutoVision News, a proud partner of Sense Media, the organizers of both AutoSense and InCabin. InCabin is more than a conference. It is a flourishing community of OEM, Tier 1, and supply chain engineers working on safety, comfort, and productivity solutions for current and future in-cabin applications. Joining us today is Jukka Korpi, Senior Manager at Appen. Jukka is responsible for Appen's service and technology sales in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. He has over 20 years experience in data sourcing, data enrichment, language, localization, and content creation. We interviewed him virtually. Now we're here live. Jukka, welcome back and thank you for being here.
Thanks, Carl, for having me. So, yeah, it's a pleasure, true pleasure. It's a great event.
Thank you, thank you. Jukka, give us a rundown. Tell us a little bit about Appen and some of the automotive clients that you're working with.
So we've been working in let's say in the business of the data collection and structuring for 27 years today, and the automotive clients have come. Actually, we've grown into industry in a way. So when automotive has changed to a software product gradually, so they become our clients, and we work now over 15 years with various different automotive clients, both tier ones and OEMs, by collecting data and enriching data, also testing the applications.
Right.
So that's what we do. Yeah.
Right. Jukka, let's expand on that. Let's talk about some of the services that you provide to businesses in the automotive and transportation industries.
Yeah, so the basis for everything is data collection. So it's like whether or not there is data. So we collect the data in different locations around the world, usually serving the purpose of developing driver management systems or occupant monitoring systems with enough variance, enough wide variety of demographics in different locations. Also different locations where we can test sensors that they work in the way they should.
Right.
So things like humidity, temperature, vibration, the surroundings, they affect the sensors. So we can offer that input to the developers, the OEMs, tier ones, so they know that they have enough quality data by end of the day. Their sensors work like they should. We are the boots in the ground for them, so we'll take of all the hard work. And they can schedule their own development work according to our data deliveries and so on and so forth.
Jukka, one of the things I wanted to talk about, you had recently released a report on the different applications for AI in the automotive industry. So Jukka, in that report, what statistics, what findings really stood out to you? Was there anything surprising?
Not as such surprising. So let's say 89% of, so we do this research every year. And we follow the trends very closely. This year, 89% of the participants agreed that autonomous driving is relevant for them. And 87% of the participants saw that features related to detecting impaired driving can reduce accidents in the field. So it's very valuable for many of the people and the companies out there.
Right. Jukka, based on your perspective, how will AI impact the automotive industry, either in the short term or the long term? What are your thoughts there?
So I would divide it into two segments. It's the features that is must-have, and then there are nice-to-have features. The must-have features are the safety features that we're working on today. So driver management systems, occupant monitoring systems, the general regulative framework just to meet the requirements by 2026. So when all new cars in Europe should have driver monitoring systems. Then there's a nice to have features, which is all the media inside, all the applications, is testing how it works, what is the impact to the driver and the occupants. So let's say watching Netflix, using the car as a audio hub, media hub. So that's there's great features coming up, but we have to be also careful about the feature shock, what was mentioned just in the lecture a minute ago. So too much features might be distracting for the driver and the occupants. So there you need the human in the loop feedback to test that. Otherwise, you can never know how it really works in real life.
Right.
So that's what we can do, and the data that we can provide.
Jukka, before we conclude, I want to come back to one thing you said near the beginning, talking about doing heavy lifting and doing all the heavy work for your clients. What are some of the challenges that you're hoping to solve in the automotive industry, and do you have any specific examples that you can share with us?
So the short-term challenges is definitely related to impaired driving. So drowsiness, intoxicated driving, especially in US, the intoxicated driving is of special interest, and we see already some features coming to the market. So, and we also trying to solve that challenge by collecting more general open source data sets for impaired driving that we could share with OEMs and tier ones.
Sure.
And we welcome all the collaboration in that field. So we are working with UK universities, many universities, and looking for collaboration in there. And in the long term, I think the biggest challenge is how the media and how everything comes into the cabin, and how then that can be merged in a seamless way.
Right. Jukka, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We did this interview virtually, now we're in person, but from all of us here at AutoVision News and InCabin, we want to wish you safe travels home. Thank you for your expertise and your thought leadership. Let's try to do this again in the near future.
Oh, it's been a blast. It's a great time we're having here. So great people. Thank you very much.
Indeed. More to come from the inaugural US InCabin event here on the AutoVision News LinkedIn page. From the Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts, Carl Anthony, AutoVision News.